Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Literary Lord. As discussed and as planned, today we're going to be discussing another poetry from the class 9 syllabus. I'm really sorry last week I was not able to upload any sort of video regarding with the class 9 poem because I was really busy with certain stuff. But here I am today. So the poetry today we're going to discuss is Daffodils, or I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. Written by one of the greatest lover of nature, the champion of English literature, one and only William Wordsworth, one of my favorite poets as well. Now, as we all know that William Wordsworth is known for his love for the nature, we see in his poetry the sort of the beauty of the nature and all the good things we get from the nature, the heavenly side of the nature. So just like every poetry of William Wordsworth, this one, Daffodils, is also just like that. He's praising a particular part of the nature, and the way he has given us the references in this poetry, by just to show us and tell us the beauty of the nature is really very amazing, and those references are giving very deep messages regarding with the beauty of the nature, regarding with the so much highness of the nature, I would say. And if you're able to understand all of those references and the messages behind them, I hope that you're gonna love nature at a totally different level. One more thing I would like to tell you about this poetry is the daffodils are, which the name of the poetry is, the daffodils are small little yellowish, goldenish, sparkling flowers which are generally present beside the lakes and the forests. So it's just about them. They're the heroes of this poetry. And William Wordsworth, while walking somewhere, he just saw those beautiful flowers and felt so much mesmerized and felt so much happy. So he wrote the poetry. So without wasting any more time, I believe we should just start it. So here we are, Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. The very first stanza itself is giving us a lot of messages. Let's see. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Now, wandering lonely, there must be two reasons behind this wandering lonely of William Wordsworth. You know, he was wandering lonely in the forest, sort of a place where he saw the lakes and the trees and those beautiful daffodils, valleys and hills. Why? First of all, because he is the lover of nature, and he is a great thinker, great writer, a poet. And what these people do, they want to stay for some time alone so that they can talk to themselves, and they want to just go the closest to the nature, that's in front of an ocean or a river or on a mountain or in meadows, valleys, some sort of place like that where nature is everywhere. I'm like all around you. It's just nature and nothing man-made, nothing which can produce pollution and harm anybody. So these people, they just go there and admire the beauty of the nature, talk to themselves, to their souls, and try to recognize and get some really amazing and beautiful thoughts. The very first reason why William Wordsworth would have been wandering lonely before writing this poetry. The very second reason, which is most probably seems to be really a reason, is that before writing this poetry, William Wordsworth lost his brother John. So he was really struck with that. He was really sad because of it. So obviously, those who are great thinkers have got a lot of patience. So instead of being in a crowd, he went to nature because nature is his love. So he must have went there to reduce his pain, lighten up his mood, get some good thoughts. Because the belief in God, when it becomes more strong, the pain becomes weak. And obviously, when you admire the beauty of the nature, it is the belief in God. We'll discuss it some other time. So I wandered lonely as a cloud. What cloud? That floats on high over vales and hills, Not any other cloud, but the cloud which floats on high. Like a cloud, he just didn't wander, but he wandered lonely as a cloud, slowly and slowly. Which cloud? Which floats on high over vales and hills, and covering the vales and hills of watching every single thing and just noticing every single thing. So it's just like he was wandering slowly and slowly in the meadows, looking here and there, trying to notice everything, just admiring the beauty of the nature, slowly and steadily. But what happened then? When all at once I saw a crowd. Oh my god, I was just wandering lonely, slowly, and all of a sudden I saw a crowd. What crowd? A host of golden daffodils. A host of golden daffodils. This beautiful yellowish, tiny, sparkling, star-like flowers. Where he saw that golden daffodils, all those of them, beside the lake, beneath the trees. And what they were doing? Fluttering and dancing in the breeze. As simple as that. But it has got very deep messages regarding with the love for the nature. So he saw them beside the lake, beneath the trees, where they are generally found. And then he saw what they were doing, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. They were not moving with the wind. They were not moving with the moving of the air. No. They were fluttering and dancing. This shows the level of attraction of Wordsworth to his nature, the sort of love he has got for the nature, and the sort of beauty the nature is having. Apart from anyone's love, the sort of beauty the nature is having. Simply moving might mean nothing, but dancing means merrymaking, means spreading positivity, means looking beautiful, means making everyone happy, spreading happiness. That's called dancing. So these beautiful, small, tiny, sparkling daffodils, they were not moving with the wind. They were fluttering and dancing, which means they were looking beautiful. And if you look at them, you will get some positive vibes. You will get some happiness. It's moment of merrymaking. Oh my God, so beautiful. And with this, we end up with the very first stanza and moving on towards the next one. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in a never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Again dance, oh my God, so much happiness. So we started all back from the second stanza. Continuous as the stars that shine. Now here, the poet Wordsworth has compared these beautiful daffodils with stars. Why? Because they are tiny, they are shiny, and there are very many reasons behind it. Because the stars are unending. When you look at the sky, you cannot count these stars. They're uncountable. And these flowers, when he saw them all at once, he was not able to count them because there were many. There were very many. So like stars, they were just spread on the ground, just like the stars are spread in the Milky Way galaxy. You cannot count them except just watching them and just admiring their beauty, and that's it. Apart from that, these stars, they just enhance the beauty of the sky. In the night when you lie on the roof facing the sky, when you look upwards in the night, there is dark. All you see is a moon and lots of stars if you are having a clean sky, no clouds. The presence of these stars, it just enhances the beauty of the sky. It makes it more beautiful. They are like the ornaments of the sky. They are like the jewelry of the sky. Just like that, these small little shining goldenish sparkling star-like daffodils, they were enhancing the beauty of that place, the lake, the trees, the greenery, and everything around them. They were enhancing the beauty, just like you set up a garden or a roof garden or some simple sort of a flower pot in your room. It enhances the beauty of your room, your house, or your roof. These flowers are so beautiful. They're like stars. These daffodils, they're like stars. They're enhancing the beauty of the place, enhancing the beauty of this world, the nature. Then, the third thing I believe he has compared these beautiful daffodils with the stars was because the stars are something heavenly. When you think about heaven, the very first thing comes in your mind are beautiful, shining, twinkling stars. So comparing them, these beautiful daffodils with stars, with twinkling, beautiful, sparkling stars, it means that this is something heavenly. This beauty, lake, daffodils enhancing the beauty of lake and the trees and the greenery and everything around them. My God, it's just so much heavenly. It's so beautiful. Like heaven, the nature. Wow. So we moving on, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line. Now we're coming back to that place. They stretched in never-ending line. They were just stretched in a very long line which never ends. You cannot count them. You cannot see how long they are stretched. They're just alongside the river and they're just going. There are a lot of them. Along the margin of the bay, just side of the bay, along the margin of the bay, 10,000 saw I at a glance. It's a metaphor-like thing. He didn't count them, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10,000. No. He was like, all I saw at once was 10,000, just like we said, thousands and thousands of men were protesting. It's just like that. We didn't count them. We were given sort of our idea that there were a lot many people. Just like that, 10,000 saw I at a glance. I saw him. There were like almost 10,000 or more. He was not able to count them. Tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. Again, they were tossing their heads in a sprightly dance, full of excitement, happiness, merrymaking. They were not moving. They were dancing because why? Because their movement was beautiful. Because their movement was energetic. Because their movement was spreading positivity, spreading amazing, good, beautiful vibes, enhancing you and inciting you to live happily, to stay alive. That's why they were not moving, they were dancing. Moving on towards the third stanza, ladies and gentlemen, and the second last one. The waves beside them danced. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company, in such a cheerful company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. Ends up with a question, right? So the waves beside them danced. So it was not just those flowers who were dancing. The waves, the streams of the river, that was also dancing. Again, it was moving in such a way to spread positivity and to look beautiful and to make us happy. But they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. But their dance, the dance of these beautiful, tiny, sparkling, goldenish, star-like daffodils, their dance was far more better than the dance of the river. They outdid them. They looked more beautiful. They looked more cherishing, more prospering. They were more beautiful than that river, or than all of those trees, the greenery around them. No, because they were enhancing their beauty. So obviously they will be more beautiful than them. Very simple. A poet could not but be gay. Gay means happy. A poet, obviously a poet is a great admirer. A poet is a great thinker. He is a great appreciator. So a poet, and obviously a poet like William Wordsworth, what they could do at that moment except being happy and admiring the beauty. Every poet, if you are a poet, if you are a thinker, you will be happy when you will look at the beauty of the nature, whether it's in front of the ocean, or in the mountains, or somewhere in the snow, or in the meadows, the greenery, the plants, the trees, the flowers, the gardens. Wherever you have a glimpse of the beauty of the nature, obviously you will be happy. It makes the normal people happy. The poets and the thinkers are, oh my God, they're gonna be so much happy. So what a poet could be doing on having such a view, only be happy and nothing else. In such a joking company, in such a cheerful company, obviously when a poet will get such a beautiful, cheerful, happy and positive company around him, he will be happy. Obviously he will be happy. I gazed and gazed. So I was just looking at that beauty, these dancing beautiful daffodils. I was just looking at them continuously. But all of a sudden, a little thought came in my mind. Obviously, I'm a thinker. What will the show to me had brought? Alright, they are looking beautiful. Alright, these daffodils are looking heavenly. They are dancing and they're making me happy as well. But what's the use of this? Just standing and staring at the nature, the beauty of the nature, all those greeneries, trees and rivers, and obviously those beautiful daffodils. What am I getting from it except happiness? I'm like, what it is doing me? Is it really benefiting me? The answer is in the last stanza. Let's say it. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. So here is the answer. Most of the people, we do think that okay, the nature is beautiful. Very many practical or so-called practical people, they say okay, nature is beautiful, okay, it's so good, so positive. But what? I don't have time to just go around somewhere and have a look at the nature or just admire the beauty of the nature. I don't have that much of time, alright? And what you will get from that? Just go and do your work, get your job done, bro. Be a robot. They might think like that. So here he gives them an answer. For oft, when on my couch I lie, there are certain moments when I'm lying on my couch, or maybe somewhere on my bed, or maybe I'm sitting, I'm alone, and I'm thinking, in vacant or in pensive mood. All those moments when I'm just sitting alone, and I'm blank, I'm not having anything in my head, I'm just what to do, what not to do, or in a pensive mood. I'm sad, maybe I'm depressed, maybe I'm having a lot of tension, maybe I was hit by the negativity or all of those negative peoples or a lot of negativity going on in this world. Maybe I'm hit by that and I'm really sad, or I'm depressed, which is very much common nowadays. Then when I'm depressed, when I'm sad, when I'm in tension, then they flash upon the inward eye in my mind. They flash upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. Let me explain you this. They flash upon the inward eye. When I'm depressed, when I'm sad, they flash upon the inward eye. They all of a sudden, when I'm not doing anything, I'm all alone, and I'm just thinking and being sad, all of a sudden I get the image of these beautiful daffodils, of this beauty of the nature. It just comes in my mind, and they are like the blessing of loneliness. If you are alone, it is a blessing. These natures, this beauty of the nature, not just those daffodils, obviously they are very beautiful, but all the beauty of the nature, they are like blessing when you are alone. Because what happens? Then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Obviously, they are blessing when I'm alone, because then I think about them, think about the beauty of the nature, think about these beautiful daffodils, and my heart fills with pleasure. I become so much happy. There's so much joy all around me, although I'm alone, although I'm hit with the disappointment and disheartening things and a lot of depression, negativity, but still when I think about these beautiful beauties of the nature, I feel so much of happiness. This is what you get by admiring the nature. This is what you get from the nature. It helps you, it saves you from depression, from those negativities. It's just such a blessing, you know. He says, then my heart with pleasure fills and dances. Obviously our heart is moving every single time, not moving here and there, but it's just pumping, lap dub lap dub. And but then it's not just producing a movement, but it dances with pleasure, with all those beautiful daffodils. And then I'm really happy, I'm really cheerful, I'm prosperous, and I'm saved from the negativity, I'm saved from the depression. Such a blessing is this. Not just these daffodils, but all the beauties of the nature. With this, we end up this poetry, Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth. Hope this video would have been helpful for you, knowledgeable enough for you, and interesting enough for you. Keep watching and stay tuned. And yes, thank you very much for being such a patient listener. You guys are really very cute. So thank you so much, and stay tuned for some amazing videos and Friday thoughts as well, because I've planned a lot of amazing stuff for the Friday thoughts. So stay tuned, there's something amazing, really amazing coming on. Thank you so much once again, and yes, love you all. Keep enjoying the nature.